Oi gente, tudo bem? Sejam todos muito bem-vindos a mais um vídeo aqui no canal. Se você caiu de paraquedas, muito prazer, meu nome é Camille Vilela, eu sou professora de inglês, moro aqui nos Estados Unidos há quase 7 anos e também tenho o meu curso Fluency Factor, então se você quiser vir estudar inglês comigo, é só clicar no primeiro link que está aqui na descrição. Nós temos essa sequência de vídeos aqui no canal, onde eu converso com vocês 100% em inglês para te mostrar que falar inglês é uma questão de hábito. São pequenas decisões que a gente toma, como, por exemplo, tentar falar inglês sozinho, que realmente vai levar a gente até a fluência. Se eu não me engano, esse é o nosso 6º vídeo. Se você quiser conferir os vídeos anteriores, a gente já foi no mercado, já limpamos a casa, já fizemos café, já malhamos juntos, já fizemos um monte de coisa. É só clicar no link que eu vou deixar aqui no card para vocês e também na descrição, ok? E se tiver muito difícil de você acompanhar, né, se tiver muito rápido ou se tiver muitas palavras ou estruturas que você não está muito familiarizado, ative a legenda automática aqui do YouTube que vai ser muito bom para você, okay? So now let's switch, and guys, today we're making matcha. If you're not familiar with it, matcha is a green tea that is originally from China, and throughout time, because of the monks going to Japan, now this kind of tea is very popular and it's part of the Japanese culture as well. And here at home, I only have one matcha tea bag left, which is this one. And I'm gonna be honest, this is not the best matcha I've ever had. Definitely not. But before moving forward, as we did with the coffee video, I would like to share with you guys some of the best matchas I've had so far, so you too can have some kind of reference in case you want to try matcha in the future, okay? Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but last year I went to Japan and it was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had in my life. First of all, because I never thought that I would go to Japan one day. I always had this idea that Japan was a very far country and it was too expensive to go, too many hours in the plane, but it happens that for me it's actually faster to go to Japan than to go to Brazil. Life is crazy at times. Living in LA, this is one of the privileges that we have. So, talking about matcha now. And I had to mention my trip to Japan because it was there that I had the opportunity of trying matcha for the first time. And there they have everything with matcha. So either you like it or you like it because you don't have many options. I'm just kidding. They have a lot of options. Because I wasn't very familiar with the types of matcha that there are in the market, we didn't buy any. No, we didn't buy any matcha bag in Japan in June last year. We came back home, we started doing our little research about the subject, and then we bought this matcha right here. I don't know if you can see that. And it was so good that we had to buy another one. We bought these through Amazon, so it was kind of easy. And Bruno also gifted me with a matcha kit, which I'm gonna share with you guys in a couple of minutes. Now, Bruno went to Japan again at the beginning of this year. At the beginning of the year? Yes! At the beginning of 2026 in January. And there he bought 4 different matchas. The first one I tried was this one, and I have to say that actually this matcha is better than this one I showed you previously, this one. And well, you can take a picture, you can screenshot it. Let me see if I can change the focus again. Can I? So the best matcha so far would be this pink one. Then I would add these 2. Apparently the green one is a higher tier than this lighter green, but both are very good. Very good. And Bruno also bought these in Japan. Now, the last one he bought, which has the prettiest label of all, the prettiest packaging of all, but unfortunately is definitely not the best tasting. And it's the one we're making today. So let's get started. And if you're here watching this video because of this subject, matcha, you probably came across a theme and topic that is the tea ceremony. And unfortunately, as I said, I didn't have much time to have this experience in Japan, but I truly hope that I can go to this amazing country again and finally have my tea ceremony, because I heard some amazing testimonies about it, and I feel that this is something that you have to go through, that you have to have if you like matcha and if you understand kind of the concept behind it, because this is not the type of drink you would have naturally every day at any moment and regardless of the situation, the circumstances, your thoughts and actions. The tea ceremony teaches us that you should be in the moment. You should be present, and the process of making tea is not something for you to take for granted because it actually grounds you. It's almost like the culture that has been created around making coffee, brewing coffee nowadays. You take the moment to do it, right? So it's the same thing for the tea. You take the moment to make your tea, to boil the water, to measure the amount of tea you're gonna have, and to feel the scent of the matcha. So it's a whole thing, it's a whole process, and I strive to have this type of consciousness whenever I'm making my own matcha. Today we're gonna be making matcha latte, which is with milk. I'm gonna be using oat milk, as you'll see in the future. So it's not the traditional or original tea that is usually made in the tea ceremony. So that's the main point, that's the main idea of the tea ceremony, for you to not take your life for granted, for you to be in the present moment, to listen to the texture of the tea, even that, okay? So that's that. Right now, we're gonna make tea in a very conscious way, but right here and right now, because we're making a video. So we're not taking the time to make only the tea. You got the point, right? Good, so let's get started. Guys, I don't know if I'm looking at the right direction, because like my camera has two lenses, so I'm like, okay, I don't know where to look at, but it doesn't matter. To get started, it's kind of interesting and important to understand what tools we're gonna use. Of course, once again, you can make your tea and your matcha the way you prefer. I'm just sharing the way that I do it, and in case you have any suggestions, there's no problem, just leave your comment down below. But here we are, and this is the matcha set user guide that I received when Bruno gifted me the kit, okay? So when we open it, the instructions are in English, okay? So what are the tools that we have? And that's actually a pretty good tip for you. If you're buying anything, try to check the instructions in English to see what you can understand. And obviously, and probably you're gonna learn new words as well. So the first tool we have is the whisk. Whisk. You might be familiar with this kind of whisk, but of course this is also a whisk. But once again, because we're making matcha, some of these tools are traditional. It's related to the culture of the people who created the ceremony and the tea itself. So we're gonna respect that, okay? And we're gonna use what we have. But of course, if you don't have them at home, I believe you can try to do with different tools as long as you understand how the process is, done. So this is the tea whisk, and I found it very cute. It comes with this whisk holder. So when you're not using the whisk, you just place it right here and it's waiting for you. So my kit also came with the sifter, and with the sifter, we sift. So this is a powder sifter. I think it's important to highlight that because the regular sifters we have at home, for example, to drain pasta, they are not the same. So I would say that the net, I don't know if this is called the net, but this is how I would call it in Portuguese, is kind of larger. So if you're sifting powder, it would go through directly. It wouldn't sift as you actually wanted it to sift. So with a sifter, we're gonna sift the matcha powder. And you also have a bowl. This bowl is kind of nice because you have this kind of neck. I don't know if there is any specific word for this curved shaped element. So we have the tea bowl and also the measuring cup, because we're gonna measure the amount of water we're adding to the tea powder and also the milk. What else do we have? Oh yeah, we do have other tools like the bamboo scoop. This is what we're using. It's like a spoon to get the matcha powder out of the tea bag more easily. And also the scoop rest. So on the table, you usually place it like this, but it's very rare for me to use while I make the tea. It's usually like this when I'm not making the tea. The kit also comes with the special spoon, which is a 2-gram measuring scoop. We're not using that. And also a tea towel and a tea mat, but I'm not using those either, okay? So let's get that tea going. By the way, guys, did you see? Did you see that? So yes, we do have an enhancement here in the kitchen. I made this frame, okay? Yeah, not the frame itself, but the illustration in it. It's actually a collage with elements, flyers, and tickets. What else? Breakfast tickets from the hotel. Everything we could. I simply brought home a bag of things from the trip because I knew that I wanted to do something like this. So I just picked the things that I liked, that were cute, and the ones that had meaning as well. Okay, let's get started. I'm gonna use this glass, and I love it because it's part of a collection of glasses that I have, and each one of them has a cactus, just like this one, and a joke. So this one is saying looking sharp. Looking sharp means looking beautiful, but it also means looking full of thorns, because this is what a cactus is. Because a cactus is full of thorns, and thorns are sharp, and it hurts. So it's a joke. Did you get it? I hope you did. If you didn't, look for these words. Sharp, looking sharp as an expression, and thorns. So to this glass, I'm gonna add 180 milligrams of water. I guess that's that. Let me think. 1, 2, 3. No, it's actually 200 milligrams of water. Milliliters of water, not water. We're actually adding to the glass 200 milliliters of milk. In my case, I'm using this oat milk because I cannot have regular milk, as you know, or as you may not know. 160 milligrams, 120 milligrams, 180 milligrams, and the last 20 milligrams. And I'll warm it up because that's how I like it. I like my matcha warm, not hot. Otherwise, you're gonna burn the tea as well. So I place it in the microwave for 1 minute. Now, for the water, I'm gonna use this electric kettle where I can choose the temperature of the water. And once again, because matcha is a super fine powder, we cannot boil it, okay? We cannot boil the water, otherwise we're gonna burn the tea. So we're gonna heat it up to 75 degrees. And I even bet that it could be a little bit lower. Let me double check, because I know it cannot be 90 degrees. It's saying to go for, oh, here, this is interesting. And it says that the water cannot be hotter than 80 degrees. Once again, you don't want to spoil your matcha. You want to drink good matcha. Okay, our oat milk is already warm enough, and don't worry, actually you should worry. You can measure the temperature of the milk once it's out of the microwave, just to make sure that it's not super hot. In my case, when I place 200 milligrams of water for 1 minute in my microwave, it's around 50 degrees. So it's okay, totally fine. Colder than the water we're gonna make the tea itself. Step number 2, make the tea. Guys, I don't know what's happening, but my neighbor's dog is crying so much. I hope everything is all right there, and I'm so sorry if you're hearing kind of weird noises. That's him, that's him, that's him. Okay, now I'm gonna place the milk right here so you can see it. I have to put this in the fridge, but now, what do we have to do? I forgot to mention something quite important, which is we need to use a scale, okay? Now, I'm gonna open the tea bag, and with my bamboo scoop, I'm gonna add 4 grams of matcha powder, just a little bit more, no, a little bit more. Oh, okay. Now we have it. It's 4.1, which is fine. I'm gonna bring you closer so you can see the beauty of the powder. There you go. Can you see how fine it is? Now we don't need the scale anymore, but I'll finish the process here. And something kind of funny is that I always remember the Kit Kat, the one that is matcha flavored, really. I believe it was one of the first things that I tried with matcha in Japan. So if you follow me on Instagram, what happens is that whenever I'm making matcha in the morning, I place my phone right here. And that's the view you have. And in case you don't follow me on Instagram, please go ahead and do it, because I share a little bit of my routine on my stories and also tons of English content. All right. Oh, this is so pretty. So pretty, so pretty. Now the next step is adding the water. Am I missing anything in the process? Oh yes, I should be warming this up. Let's do it. Oh hey, you're back. Guys, my camera hated. So I had to wait a little, but here we are again. So one thing that I forgot is that we have to place the whisk in warm water for a couple of minutes before whisking the tea. Okay, so here's my water at 75 degrees and I have 4 grams of matcha powder here. I don't know if I said that. Did I say it? It's 4 grams of matcha powder. And I'm gonna do 40 milligrams of water. So 40 milligrams of water. And the water is kind of dirty, blurred, because I added milk here previously. But that's not a problem. That's not a problem. Now we just get the whisk, and this is one of the most important parts, I guess, which is we don't do circular motion, we do it like vertically. So we just do like this for 30 seconds, very subtle movements. It doesn't have to be anything too strong, and you don't have to be, you know, just touching the bottom of the bowl. The focus is the liquid. Can you hear it? The color is one of the aspects that people evaluate to tell if the matcha has a good quality or not. And honestly, this is the most gray I've ever seen one of my matchas be. And I'll show you the color in a minute, but it's a very muddy color. And the other brands I showed you guys, they are usually more vibrant, all of them. Some of them are darker, some of them are a little bit lighter, but they are very bright colors, very vibrant colors. This one is a little bit gray and brown, and I don't know, it doesn't look like the other matchas. And it's kind of fun because through time you kind of develop this sensibility to scents, smells, and everything else. So just by the smell, I can tell that the quality of this matcha is not the best. But that's not a problem because my husband is going back to Japan this year. Yes, so let's pray that he brings tons of matcha bags. So now what do? We just pour the matcha, I don't know if you can see that, into the cup. Here it is. Now let's give it a little stir. Now it looks like matcha, doesn't it? Ta-da! And this is how I make my matcha, guys. That's it. That's it. Once again, not the best matcha, but still matcha. Okay guys, so that's basically it. I know that I took a long time to teach something very simple that happens actually very fast, but once again, the idea of our videos is not for me to teach you something. This is not a guide kind of video. This is a video for you to practice your listening abilities, for you to learn new words. Of course, yes, you can take like snippets from this video to practice shadowing. Let me know in the comments if you ever tried matcha, if you're curious to try it, and if you're gonna make matcha at home as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one very soon. On Wednesday, we have a new video, right? Coming up? Yes, that's right. So see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.